Olha, avançando, gente. Putz, vamos lá. Ei, very good. Ah, that's good. Oh, nice one. What's going on? Isso. Ela tinha que tomar.
George, yes. People ready?
Ready? Ready.
Ready. PS only asks about ZBC. Daily use, are you ready? And use day and the freelance journalists.
Media is ready. Media is ready.
Ayo, we say wanobana kids
Alright, Voice of America.
SABC, BBC. Ziana, this one I'm there.
I just call up secure. I don't think secure. SABC.
Hapa wali.
Why? I don't want to match. ZTN.
Yes, I'm here.
They put it on the here.
Daily news there.
Daily news yakakosha. News there.
News there. Ndiwe.
On HSTV.
Oh, HSTV. Oh, ndi muru dai. Tukusere. Kava news. Alright, I think we are ready to. You can see the farmer wants to leave.
honorable ministers, senior government officials, the media fraternity, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our 25th post-cabinet press briefing for 2024. To lead us in our discussions, let me invite the Honorable Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Mswere, who is chairperson of this session, to present to us today's cabinet highlights. Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Chief Secretary. Thank you, members of the Fourth Estate, for coming. Cabinet received the update report on preparations for the 44th SADC Heads of State and Government Summit as presented by the Honorable Vice President, Retired General Dr. C.G.D.N. Chiwenga. The three main access routes to the venue, the new Parliament building, the Chirundu Harare, the Harare Kanyemba and the new Parliament roads are complete. On the Harare Kanyemba road, the section between Harare Drive and Esk Bank toll gate and the Gwembi River Bridge was opened to traffic on the 7th of August 2024, while the boulevard was officially opened by His Excellency the President, Dr. Idi Mnangagwa. The construction of the VVIP lounge at the Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport was completed, and it has been installed with the requisite facilities. The VVIP Pavilion Access Road was also completed. The remarking of the airport road has also been completed, while the painting of barriers has also been completed. The repainting of the Air Zimbabwe hangar is complete. The Harare city is seized with the installation of traffic lights at intersections and street lighting of the major roads. The local authority is being directed to speed up the works. The hoisting of flags on light poles is complete, with most district areas along the airport road and the central business district done. Flag hoisting was achieved on Nemakonde and Seke Road and the rest of the ecosystem. The information and publicity infrastructure has been finalized, including the media center. Meanwhile, the construction of the 2.8 megaliter water reservoir is now complete, and together with the 14 bores drilled will guarantee sufficient water supply. The beautification of the city has been finalized. The construction of the 11 kV dedicated feeder and the installation of the transformer was installed and also commissioned. A dedicated, stable and high-speed internet service being provided by the 3 internet service providers is available at Parliament and other official SADC summit-related venues, inclusive of the country's international airports. In terms of accommodation, all the designated facilities have been finalized. Medical facilities have been put in place, including ambulances and fire tenders. The preparations for the 7th SADC Public Lecture at the University of Zimbabwe has been finalized, with 4 external panelists having confirmed receiving their official invitations. The exhibitors have set up their exhibitions, while interpretation equipment has been put in place. The event will be live streamed on all licensed media houses and social media platforms. The entertainment subcommittee is ready for the summit. The National Gallery of Zimbabwe has mounted an exhibition of artifacts from all SADC countries that are part of the permanent collection under the title Innovate SADC, Transformation in Southern Africa Through Arts, which will be officially opened on the 15th of August 2024. Pertaining to the summit proceedings, the executive SADC secretary arrived in the country on the 6th of August 2024, and the senior officials meeting commenced on the 8th of August 2024, with Zimbabwe assuming the chairmanship from the outgoing chair Angola. All SADC countries will participate, which automatically means that everything is being put in place and we are ready for the summit. Cabinet considered and approved the MOU between the Republic of Zimbabwe and the Southern Africa Development Community member states on the establishment of an international fisheries monitoring, control and surveillance coordination center, which was presented by the Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Honorable Ziyambi Ziyambi, who is also the chairperson of the Cabinet Committee on Legislation. The MOU provides a legal framework for the establishment and operationalization of an institution that will coordinate measures relating to fisheries monitoring, control and surveillance in the SADC region. The cooperation will benefit member states in the area of sustainable fisheries management, particularly the establishment of a central web-based portal where fisheries monitoring, control and surveillance systems can be accessed. Zimbabwe will benefit immensely from cooperating with other SADC member states in monitoring, control and surveillance of fisheries, especially in view of the envisaged rapid development of the fisheries subsector, which has been given prominence under the Presidential Community Fisheries Scheme. Cabinet considered and approved the principles underpinning proposed amendments to the Money Laundering and Proceeds of Crime Act, Chapter 9.24, Suppression of Foreign and International Terrorism Act, Chapter 11.21, and the Customs and Excise Act, Chapter 23.02, as presented by the Minister of Finance, Economic Development and Investment Promotion, Honorable Tuli Ngube. Zimbabwe subscribes to the international standards on combating money laundering, financing of terrorism, and financing of proliferation of weapons of mass destruction, as set out in the Financial Action Task Force recommendations. Member countries are assessed periodically to determine the extent to which they are implementing the FATF standards. Zimbabwe is due for the next round of assessment in 2026. The proposed amendments on a number of acts are thus meant to address remaining gaps in the country's legal and institutional framework on combating money laundering, financing of terrorism, and financing of proliferation of weapons of mass destruction. It is proposed that Section 11 and 12 of the Money Laundering and Proceeds of Crime Act, Chapter 9.24, be amended. The amendments to Section 11 and 12 of the Money Laundering and Proceeds of Crime Act will also necessitate amendments to Sections 27 and 55 of the Customs and Excise Act so that the two acts are aligned. Cabinet considered the second Africa Education Summit report and approved the hosting of the third Africa Education Summit in the year 2025 as presented by the Minister of Primary and Secondary Education, Honorable Torerai Moyo. The second Africa Education Summit was held under the theme Entrepreneurship and Skills Development in the 21st Century Education System, the African-European Perspectives. The summit made a clarion call for government, civic society, organizations, and international partners to prioritize investments in education infrastructure, teacher training, and targeted support for marginalized groups. The summit also identified the need for a paradigm shift in education systems towards a knowledge-based economy driven by technological advancements and globalization, and the reimagining of education curricula in order to foster creativity, problem solving, critical thinking, adaptability, and pursuing innovative solutions to complex challenges. The organizer of the second Africa Education Summit, Global Skills Hub, formally requested Zimbabwe to host the third Africa Education Summit in 2025 under the theme Translating Our Educational Advancement to Continental Development. The hosting of the summit is the potential to bring investors to the education sector in Zimbabwe, as well as to boost tourism during the hosting. Honorable Tori Raymond received an award on behalf of the government of Zimbabwe and the President, His Excellency Dr. Edie Mnangagwa, the Africa Educationist of the Year Award. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for presenting today's cabinet highlights. We now move to the first round of 3 questions. After the questions, we will ask the Honorable Ministers to respond. Over to you, colleagues.
I'm sure they are satisfied. They are satisfied, I'm sure. I think they are satisfied, Chiefs.
If you are satisfied, thank you very much. We have come to the end of today's post-cabinet briefing. Thank you very much.
And also to thank members of the 4th Estate Chief Secretary that focus on SADC and Vision 2030. Leave all those other mad people outside. Thank you.